The GT3 RS has been one of the most challenging cars I've ever had to rebuild.
Oh my goodness. This is parts at best.
But now we're on the final stages. We've got the engine running, we've got the dashboard back in and retrimmed, and I'm that much closer to driving a GT3 RS for the first time ever. But there's still a lot to do. And as most of this was all underwater, who knows what other problems we're going to run into.
I would never try to rebuild a car like that. I would use it as a parts car.
Now, all of this suspension was completely, absolutely cooked off the old car. It's gone. So we've now got a full chassis leg with all the suspension on, ready to go on this side. The other side was fine, so we're going to reuse that, and hopefully that's all good. My dad's going to attach that. But now, I'm going to attach this, and we're going to work from the front of the car backwards, hoping we're not missing anything, rebuilding this back up. Let's get this on first. We're starting off easy. As we've already built half the suspension up off the car, all we needed to do was bolt it to the car. The lower arms bolt to the chassis, and so did the upper arms, and then the track rod ends bolt to the wheel hub, which my dad's doing here. Look at this, is quite interesting. Here's the drop link here, and here's the carbon anti-roll bar, but this has 3 holes. 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, and depending, if you put it to the hole furthest forward, the rod's going to be stiffer, middle hole is medium, and back hole is limp. So we're going to go for middle hole because I think that's where you have it standard. Another cool thing is that the GT3 RS comes with a full carbon fibre anti-roll bar, which again adds to that chassis stiffness, making it one of the perfect track cars. Now over on the right hand side of the car, my dad's sliding in the filler pipe for the petrol tank. The petrol tank on the Porsche is at the front of the car, and my dad's now attaching the hose to the petrol tank so we can actually fill it up with some fuel. And once he's done that, that's pretty much both sides front suspension connected. Now we're going to put the brake discs on and the brake calipers. This side was absolutely mashed. We managed to buy a new caliper, but it was black, so we've had them stripped and all painted and stripped down, so we've got to build this back up. But they had to try and match the colour of the original Porsche yellow ones, which was hard. So instead of trying to match one, they've painted the front one and the rear one on one side, just in case the colour was slightly off. So we've got to build up both of them now, and then they can go on the front. But the yellow against the blue looks sick. I'll put the discs on, my dad will build this up. Let's go. There they are, 2 carbon brake discs. These things are expensive, very expensive. £4,700 it cost me for 1 disc. Now you're supposed to really replace them in pairs, but as this car's only done a couple hundred miles, the other disc is basically brand new. My dad's now building up the calipers and putting the brake pads in them, so then I can slide them onto the wheel hub and over those carbon discs, making sure I don't damage any of it. And then my dad's going to do the same on the left hand side. The disc bolts to the hub with 1 bolt, and then the caliper bolts to the wheel hub with 2 bolts. And with a matter of minutes, this thing's starting to come together. Here we are with the brand new second-hand subframe. Now we managed to salvage all the right hand side and all the left hand side of a second hand car, apart from the drive shaft. But other than that, we're all built up here. We didn't want to bore you guys building all this up, so hopefully now we can attach all of this and bolt it together on there. I'm going to try and
Why is he making that noise?
I have no idea why it's making those kind of noises.
Carry in it. You have to make it like a sheep.
There we go, we're off now. This is the only car I can think of that can carry the full rear suspension unit and walk it across the unit. It's that light. We thought Leon might be able to bench press it into the car.
You ready?
Which is the heaviest bit.
Go on, Liam. Go on, Liam.
Go on, Leon.
Go on.
You hear that?
Hold on.
Good, set that 10.
Go on then.
No spot.
Go on, Liam.
No spot. Go on! Go on! Or maybe not. So now we're going to lower the car down to the rear subframe, and me and Hannah are going to guide the shock and the spring into the chassis, whilst my dad's inside and he can put the nuts on it.
Put the bolts on.
Oh, my abs! Are the bolts on this side, please? my abs. Once one side's done, it's got to do the same on the other. You see they have an electrical connector on as well for the adaptive suspension. Then before I tighten up the subframe, I'm just making sure the drive shaft aligns with the gearbox which we're not sure works yet. And then I'm gonna leg press the subframe up to the car so my dad can put in the bolts to hold it to the chassis. Job done there. Now to tighten everything up. After that, we've got all the electrical connections. And there's a fair few on the back because this car has rear wheel steering, which is electronically controlled. And the right side of this suspension went completely underwater. So again, it's still an unknown of whether this thing's actually gonna work. But our only hopes is that a lot of the parts on the outside of the car are weatherproof and all the electrical stuff is sealed. We can only hope they're sealed good enough to go completely underwater. Okay, time for the next thing, which is the brake disc. Here's the rear one. These are okay. Yes, the handbrake for this is actually inside the brake disc, which is crazy, but that's because of heat, isn't it? So when you go flying around the track, you don't then have a handbrake caliper clamping onto that disc, causing it to crack or break. So they put the handbrake inside here. But you can't do handbrake turns then, can you?
BMW.
It is BMW, but it makes sense, doesn't it? And both BMW and Porsche are German.
And they're both good cars, aren't they?
We'll let you guys decide that one. For now, we're bolting up the rear brake calipers. And the eagle-eyed viewers may notice something that's already wrong with this caliper.
What have you spotted?
The caliper's been built the wrong way around, look. Bleed nipple. Should be there. Obviously air rises up.
Yeah, the bleed nipple should always be at the top of the caliper. That way when you crack open the nipple, the air will rise out and out of the braking system, not down. With the calipers on, me and Liam decided to put on the rear crash bar, bolted easily to the back of the car. And after that, I'm going to make my way into the wheel arch to start installing this air intake. It takes air from the side of the rear quarters, guides it over the wheel arch and to the back of the car where the air filters sit.